This is Susie. I just put her down on those two hoof prints there. I got blood squirt out that way, but the hoof tracks go that way. And there's no blood for about the first 20, 30 feet. Maybe 40 feet. And she picked the hoof prints over the blood. That's great. This track's about 8 hours old. It's laid with tracking shoes. And good girl! That was probably the first blood. It's laid with tracking shoes. And blood dropped on the ground every 10 or 15 steps, and then the first 50 yards, and then it goes to about every 50 steps, and the last 200 or 300 yards is no blood at all. This is the most challenging track she's had so far, and it looks like she's doing pretty good. The ground was frozen when I laid it this morning, a little soft on the top. It was crunchy, frost type of soft. The track's right here. And it goes right through here. I think I even have some blood on that little piece of corn fodder up there. Something's created a check here. A lot of deer walk through here at night. So maybe that's what she's checking out. I'll let her work it out. Good girl. I'm gonna grab this flag. My fault for disturbing her there. That goes straight up. You might be able to see that ribbon straight ahead. It's pretty much straight ahead here. That's the line right there. Good girl. Here in this part of the line, about every 20 or 30 steps, there's a little drip of diluted blood. Just really to keep it a little more interesting for her. Then the blood's going to stop once we get through these through the warm season grasses up here. And then it goes to every 50 steps a little bit, and then it goes to no blood at all the last 200, 250 yards. And if that goes well, I'll be not using any blood at all from this point forward. Maybe just a little bit every once in a while, 100 yards, or maybe sometimes on the turn or something like that, just to keep it a little more interesting and a little bit more realistic too. There is blood once in a while on a real track. As I went through this warm season grass, I didn't take a deer trail. I suspect what she does, like when she's doing now, and she did a little bit up there, is, like I said, a lot of deer walk through here during the night. There was no deer through here since last night. I very much doubt it anyways, very much doubt it, during the day today. I suspect she makes a lot of comparison, because it seems like she sticks her nose down in little depressions that very likely were hoof prints at some point in the last 24 or 48 hours. At least that's what I think goes on. Or she's just smelling everything. I'm not 100% sure. But her mind comes back to the track with no assistance from me, so I guess ultimately it doesn't matter as long as she starts doing less and less of that, which she is. And the track goes right through here. I forget if I went there or here. I think I went right here. Yeah, I did, over that darker stuff. Right there's the line. Yep, good girl. Good girl. There's no blood in here, just the hoof. Walk through this dry grass with the tracking shoes. Purposely went through this thick stuff here, see if she would go through it or take the deer trail and go around it, pick it back up. I definitely remember going right over that. She went around it. Deer trail goes there, obviously, right here. But I went this way. That's the last place on this trail, and my track goes like that. That's incorrect. I'm going to go with it, though, to see if she comes back on her own. I stopped her there. That's the first mistake she made, that I stopped her. I don't really want her following that out and then picking it up out there and learning to do that kind of stuff. I want her to go back to her point of loss over here. She's real good about circling back like she just did there. Now that she should pick it right back up again there. And she goes right through there. I like a slow dog. This is obviously too slow, but I think as she gets older and gets better and better at this game, I think I'm hoping the speed picks back up. But she does a lot of what she's doing right there. She just checks things out intensely and really freaking studies them. Like right now, she's smelling the heck out of something. Obviously kind of distracted from the line at hand. I doubt that is the track. I mean, I doubt that's a hoof print she's looking at. I'm going to go up and look and see what she's looking at. Nothing I can really tell. Line goes right through there. I'm going to back up to give her some space. Yeah, that's the line there. And I actually have a little blood right out there, as if the deer stood there for a moment before going out into the field. I'm stopping her there again. I've stopped her. Okay. I'm giving her the leash again. I'm letting her go. I let her go there because I think she was avoiding going over this stuff and went around it. Now that's blood. Good girl! There's blood right there. I would have preferred her to come back here and go through there, but whatever, this brush here psychologically stopped her. Line goes, I can't see my ribbon, but it goes right, oh, there's the ribbon up there. She's right on it. This terrain here carries the scent, holds the scent much better. This was pretty soft with this green stuff, green crunchy stuff. I could feel the hoof really digging down in. You can kind of see that. It's probably one of my hoof prints. It was really pushing down in, delivering a lot of scent to the ground when I laid this track this morning. Let's see where the line goes. Goes from that ribbon then over to that ribbon over there. A little bit of a 30-degree angle. Was actually supposed to run her on a easy natural line today. I got a call from a hunter who shot a deer. It sounded like he made a good shot, but he wanted to definitely sounded like he made a good shot, but he wanted to be really sure about getting the deer, and biggest deer he ever shot in public land, yada yada yada. And I gave him the normal instructions, and I was over halfway there. I had 40 minutes into the drive going there, and I got a text that he said his buddy went in the woods and found the deer, and he didn't know his buddy was gone there. It was a bunch of baloney. But bottom line is he didn't wait for me, and I sent him a text back to not bother ever calling me again. Once I say I'm coming, you better stay out of the woods, and he had those specific instructions given to him. So I figured it would be close from everything he described. It was going to be great for her. Maybe 50, 75-yard track to a live deer. Real easy, but good for a young dog. She's never tracked a clean line out in nature. She's tracked a bunch, maybe 6 or 8 that Jack had already found, and then we went back and run her on them. But, you know, the hunter and me and the dog has all run down that line. She's never had a clean line which would have been nice. Line's over here. I went with her over there. That's the line there. Goes to this ribbon, then that ribbon up there makes a 90-degree right-hand turn. A couple of terrain changes. This is the pace I'd like to end up at. Just walking along like I'm taking a casual walk on a Sunday afternoon. This food plot here has a whole lot of deer scent on it. The deer are on this pretty hard at night. I thought maybe we might bump into them this afternoon, but I don't think they were out yet. At least I did see tails fly as we came over the rise. Wind's a little bit left to right. She got pretty far off the line there, and I noticed how she came back and went back. That's good. We had trouble one time before a little bit when we went from this field, crossed across this grass to the next field over there about a week or two ago, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, maybe longer. I ran a line that crossed over there, and same thing, she got out to this grass and it gave her trouble, just like it is now. I think she's got it figured out now, though. That's the line. I believe I might have a little blood on this turn. In fact, I remember for sure that I do. And it goes right down here. You can see it goes right down the middle of this row of trees. Not the orange ribbon, but the pink one up there. Good girl. Goes right down the middle. Now this was almost solid snow when I did it this morning. A lot has melted because it got into, well, even now it's about 50 degrees, 48 degrees maybe. It was up to maybe 55, 56 degrees today. Just don't get a lot of sun here, but it was warm and a lot melted. This was solid, almost solid snow. This is all tracking shoes now. There's no blood at all. Just blood. Last blood was on that corner, and I don't know if I have blood on this corner down here or not. Yeah, she's right on it. Should be able to see my footprints in the snow here. Yeah, right there. Hunting season closed here about 5 days ago. I'm going to put my feeder back and put my salt out. Huh. That's a scrape that wasn't there. That's new within the last week or two. Makes a right-hand turn here. See how she goes when she goes off the end. She's past it now. I'm going to go right past it with her. Ooh, a little bit of a breeze coming down this way. That was nice. She picked that right up. That was really good. Convenient for her, but it was nice to know that she pulled the scent of the track out of the wind. No doubt about it. Track's over here. That's kind of interesting. She pulled that track out of the wind, obviously, but then kind of, I don't know if it broke her concentration, but she stopped working I'm guessing she stopped working the ground and then realized, hey, I don't exactly have the ground. I don't know. That was interesting. The wind came down a little bit as she came over here. She just went right around into it, and then it created a check. I don't know if she wasn't sure, if she's just rechecking herself, or just realized she didn't have it on the ground. Whatever, but it was good dog work. This dog is really smart. And I've had smart dogs before that don't use their smarts. They get going too much. My Jack is kind of like that. He's actually a pretty smart dog. He learns real quick, but he gets going so much. The going, the excitement, that he doesn't use his brain to do any thinking half the time. When he slows down, he does much better. This dog is real smart too, but she uses that smart. She thinks. She's not any smarter than Jack, I don't think, but she's calmer and more thoughtful. I actually bumped into that stick on the way up. Track's over here. Again, we got a little bit of wind now coming, kind of like this. This has a lot of deer scent in it too, this food plot. I don't know what this is all about. She's way off track now. I'm going to just stop here. No! No! I don't know what that was all about, but I don't want her to think that it's okay. Come on, back on the line. Susie, come on. Back to work. Back to work. Track. Track, I'm sure, is over here somewhere. Guess I can take my blind down. The hunting season's over. And she should hit the line right about there. Maybe there were just deer out here. That looks fresh. Maybe they just pushed deer out of here. That could be what's going on. That dirt there is really fresh. That very well might be what happened. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. The track's over here. I thought it went up the middle. I forgot it came over to the side. Now it goes over to that corner. Well, it definitely wasn't out there, that's for sure. Yeah, so I actually came over. Yeah, she was way off over there. There must have been a deer out here. He's on it real nice. We're heading right for the ribbon. Again, no blood out here at all. I used to start dogs with blood on the hoof, but I don't do that anymore. I'll put blood on the track with hooves, but the blood and the hooves are separate. I used to think that the blood on the hoof drew the dog's nose to the blood and therefore the hoof, but I think the blood being a more stronger scent, more obvious scent, holds better than the hoof scent holds, I think. It actually slowed the progress of some dogs that I've trained. I don't know, it's just a theory, I could be wrong. But for this dog, I haven't put blood on the hoof, just a little bit. The first couple times I put hooves out with her, and then I stopped. Track's over here. There we go. Nice little tail wag when she hit it. Pretty sure I have some blood at the ribbon up here. Not that it matters. I like to put blood on the turn sometimes, and actually more times than not. So if the dog goes off the turn, it encourages the dog to go back to the last place that it had it and learn to do that more quickly. Well, the way this dog is bred, it should do that real naturally. Goes from here up to that ribbon right up there towards my truck. This was solid snow too. I mean solid snow. This really melted. I went right through here. Can't even see it anymore. But I'm scent's obviously there. You can almost see where my footprints were, where it melted more. I go right around the turn. The skin's only 10 yards away. Those hoof prints were there already. They were actually old this morning already. They weren't from last night. They were from a couple days ago at least. There's 2 sets of hoof prints going through here that were from at least the day before, because they were melted out already. Skin's right over here. We got a little bit of wind coming this way, it feels like, so she should hit it pretty good. She hasn't winded it yet though. She's still working the track. Now we got a dog distraction. I guess the wind's coming like this. Now it's coming like this. You can see the ribbon. Oh, good girl, Susie, good girl. Oh, what a good girl you are, huh? What a good girl, yeah. Good girl, Susie, huh? Good girl. Oh, my goodness, what a good girl. That's a good girl, Susie. Oh, yeah, good girl. Good girl. Okay. That was pretty good. That was her oldest track yet, 8 hours. We're making progress.